Hello soulmate, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be teaching us how to cut and draft this scallop neckline. So if this is something you like, please stay tuned to the end of the video as I show you the step-by-step process on how to go about cutting and drafting it. Thank you. So I've gone ahead to mark the horizontal lines, which is the shoulder line, the chest line, the bust point, the underbust, and the front waistline. So remember that the front waistline for the front and back is different, so I've marked the front waistline already. So next up, I'm going to be placing half of the shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. You go ahead and do a straight line across. So the basic neck width I marked is 3 inches, then 1 inch for shoulder slope. So I went ahead and connect the points together. So you are going to get the midpoint here, then come in by half of an inch. So you connect all the points together to get your what? Your arm or your arm side. So you connect it just as you can see. So next up, you are going to be placing half of your bust span on the bust point up to the waistline. So you go ahead and roll a straight line across. So now we want to do contouring of the underbust. So there's something I saw recently. So now to get your contouring of the underbust, you are going to say your bust circumference minus your underbust circumference. So in this case, I have the bust circumference as 36 and the underbust as 30. So what I have is 6 inches. So I'm not going to be using 6 inches to contour. So remember that the back too also takes a dart. So now, since there is going to be dart at the back, so I'm going to be using 2 inches for that. So 6 inches minus 2, that's 4 inches that I have left. So that means, if you have a full front, you are going to use 4 inches to contour. So that means 4 inches divided by 2. So I'm going to be using 2 inches to contour the underbust. So you need to have more on the side front rather than the center front. So on the center front, I mark 0.75 and I use the remaining to contour, which is about 1.25 on the underbust. So on the waistline, at the center front, I marked about, I think 0.75. Then at the side front, I marked about 0.75. So I just went ahead and connect the points together. As you can see, you go ahead and connect it to the bust point. It's something I came across, so if it works for you when you try it, please let me know. So I'll go ahead and connect it to the bust point this way, just as you can see. So I am going to place quarter of the bust measurement on the chest line, quarter of the under bust measurement plus the intake, then quarter of the waist measurement plus the intake. There you place it. So you place it, then you connect all the points together. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect the points this way, just as you can see. So this is what I have. I'm going to mark the difference between the front and back waist length, which is 1 inch. So that will serve as the bust dart. So you connect it to the bust point this way. So next up, I'm going to get the midpoint of the shoulder. Get the midpoint, then you connect it to the bust point as well. Connect it to the bust point this way. So next up now, we're going to determine how high our neckline is going to be. So from the shoulder, I marked about 5 inches downward or 6 inches, depends on how high. So I'm just going to roll this line to serve as an indication. So on the shoulder, on that line, I'm going to mark 0.5 inches on both sides. Mark 0.5 inches on both sides. So I'll connect it to the bust point this way. Connect the other side to the bust point as well. So I just contouring. Now you are going to close up this dart. You close it up so that we can draw on the scallop neckline. So when you close it up this way, you take your ruler. You take your ruler this way, then you connect it this way. You can see what I'm doing. So now this is what our neckline looks like. So remember that we took in 1 inch around the shoulder area. So I'm just going to extend the shoulder line outward a bit. So I'm just going to be marking down 1 inch that I took around the shoulder area. You can see what I have. Then what you do is connect it into the armhole. So it's just that you are replacing the shoulder so that your shoulder will not be so that you don't have shortage around the shoulder. So you just connect it like this into the armhole, just as you see me do. So next up, we're going to determine how wide our shoulder will be. So you need to close up this dart. Do you understand? So now I'm just going to take my tape rule and measure about 3.75 or 4 inches. That's how wide your shoulder will be. So it has this curvy effect around the neckline. So I'm just going to be using this curvy part of my ruler, just as you can see. So I'm just going to be connecting it to that point. So that point could be 1.25 or 1.5, depends on what you want. So this is what we have. So bear in mind that when you close it, this is what you have. So bear in mind that at this contouring, at this part here, you can still tighten it by 0.25 on both sides. You can still tighten it by 0.25 on both sides. So that's if you want, you can still tighten it. Do you understand? By 0.25 on both sides. So let's move on to the back. So for the back pattern, I have already gone ahead to mark out the horizontal lines, which are the shoulder line, the chest line, and the back waist length. The back waist length for the back is different from the front waist length, like I said earlier. So I've gone ahead to mark the back waist length. So at the center back of the waistline here, I mark 0.75. Then you connect it to the chest line this way. This is so that your zip can relax well at the back. So I'm going to be placing half of the shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. I'm going to go ahead and roll a straight line across. So now the basic neck width I marked is 3 inches and 1 inch for shoulder slope. And I marked about 1.25 for the neck depth. So I just connect this shoulder slope and also connect the neckline at the back, just as you can see. So I'm going to get the midpoint here, then come in by half of an inch. I'm just going to go ahead and connect all the points together, just as you can see. You connect the points together like this. So now I'm going to be marking the dart. So I'm going to mark the dart after the 0.75. That is half of your bust span. Then I'll add back the 0.75 so that I can have a straight line around the chest line too. You can see what I have. So the dart intake I'm marking is ½ inch on both sides. So I'll go ahead and connect the points, just as you can see. You can see what we have. So next up, I'm going to be marking quarter of the bust measurement on the chest line, quarter of the waist measurement plus 1 inch, that's intake. Then you connect the points together, just as you can see. On the center back of the waistline, I came up by half of an inch. Then I'll connect it. This is to eliminate excess around the waistline. Do you understand? So now I want to determine the length of the shoulder for the back. So I'm going to close up the dart here and mark the shoulder for the front, so I can mark the same for the back. So now I've marked the same measurement for the shoulder for the front to the back. So just reconnect it to the neck depth. So basically this is what we have. So before we cut, I'm going to be using my paper tape to hold this dart line. You know, we already have our shoulder. So yeah, I'm going to rule a line. You can rule about 2 lines. This is so that the neckline, this part, the shoulder doesn't gape. Then you just mark 0.25 on both sides. Do you understand? So this is for firmness, so that that part doesn't gape. So now then you also reshape. So you just go ahead and cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to be explaining the reshaping part later. So just go ahead and cut it. So if you've not liked this video at this point, please kindly do so, and don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, comment, like and share. So just carefully cut out your pattern this way. You don't need to rush the process. So just cut it this way. So at this point I'm going to be opening up the bust dart. Then you close the bust dart, just as you can see. Then you reshape the lines by the side. Then you cut off the excess around the side. So this is what we have for the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and label it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out the back pattern, just as you can see. So this is what we have. Just carefully cut it out. You don't have to rush the process, like I said. So this is what we have for the back pattern. So now for the yoke for the front. So this part I'm just going to be opening it up like this. Then I'll close it up instead of folding it like that I usually do. Then I'll use my paper tape to cover it, and I'm extending my paper tape outwards just to fill up that part. So then I'm just going to go ahead and shape it. So whatever excess I have, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Do you see? So next up, I'm just going to be placing the patterns all together. So this is what we have for the front piece, and this is the back. This is the back piece. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Thank you.